Live at Candlestick Park, where the 49ers launched their drive to recapture the Super Bowl they won 3 years ago. Their opponent today, the brash young upstarts of the NFL, the New York Giants. The Giants have become winners under the quiet leadership of their second-year coach, Bill Parcells. His strong suit, defense, and that's the strength of the team he has built. But today, that Giant defense faces its most difficult challenge. Under the direction of their innovative coach, the 49ers have assembled a complex and dazzling offense that has raised the art of attack to new levels of proficiency. And so, coming up, as we begin the action here at Candlestick, the NFL today. Of 3 minutes to go in that game. And it is 31-10, the Dolphins and Dan Marino will stay out of the way completely. The winds, well, they should not be a factor here out of the east at 5 miles an hour.
Like a very significant switch. But
long runs or long passes.
The Giants are vulnerable at cornerback. Mark Haynes is out. His replacement, Kenny Daniel, must cover the dangerous Freddie Solomon deep.
We have a lot of things going now, and everybody just do their own job and try not to be Superman or help somebody else out. You know, everything will come out all right.
But the Giants have a Superman. He is Lawrence Taylor, but no team in the league has handled him as well as the San Francisco 49ers.
Lawrence, just being on the field is very important to us because they will do a lot of things on offense and try to...
overall, the 49ers are definitely the best team. There's no question about it. But there is one thing here. The Giants are free and loose. And I'll tell you, they know they're going to have to gang tackle and play a wide-open game to try to beat this team and get 2 or 3 turnovers to have a chance. But the final score will still be in favor of the 49ers, like by 10 points.
Dwight Clark, who was unable to play a year ago in the playoffs for the 49ers because of an injury. But he's available here this afternoon, and of course he is Joe Montana's favorite target, as he has been throughout his career. 3 years ago, he caught the big one. There is the tackle number 77, Bubba Paris. He'll be the next one introduced. 68 is John Ayers. Ayers will be one of those guards who will pick up a blitzing Lawrence Taylor. Fred Quillen, an underrated center, number 56. And now, the best part of that offensive line, Randy Cross and number 71, Keith Bonhorst. And a veteran tight end who has come back here to play spectacularly, Russ Francis. And the deep threat, of course, number 88, Freddie Solomon, and the quarterback, number 16, here comes Joe Montana. The 49ers have a better running attack than they did when they went to the Super Bowl because of that man right there, number 26, Wendell Tyler, and the fullback, number 33, Roger Craig. And the Niners offensive team has been introduced here to the throng at Candlestick Park. And, of course, a win against the Giants, and they would host the NFC Championship game. Bill Walsh, who a year ago took the 49ers into the title game and lost to Washington, hopes to beat Bill Parcells here this afternoon. At halftime, we'll have Mike Ditka live. See you later.
Playoff battle 3 years ago. San Francisco's victory was sealed on this interception return by Ronnie Lott, one of several key players who will figure in the rematch. It was between Lott and Lawrence Taylor in 1981 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But Taylor finished this playoff experience mud-splashed and dejected. His Giant defense done in by the likes of Joe Montana and Dwight Clark. Those familiar names are back, but more than half the 49ers roster has changed since that day. Roger Craig, for instance, was a junior at Nebraska 3 years ago. Now he's San Francisco's leading receiver. Wendell Tyler was still with the Rams in 1981. This year, he's the 49ers' leading rusher. On the Giants sideline 3 years ago,
New York Giants versus the San Francisco 49ers.
Not a bad day. It's not what we were told it was going to be. The weather forecast went either east or west. It's supposed to be warm and sunny. It's 40 degrees. A lot of humidity, 96% as you look at Ali Haji Sheikh. Ready to kick off for the Giants to either Carl Monroe or Derek Harmon. And here we go. We're getting close to the finals. It's going to be Derek Harmon at the 15. A short kick by the Sheep. Harmon gets away from Pete Shaw. He's taken down by Lawrence Taylor and Frank Cephas. The 49er offensive lineup. Montana, the quarterback. Wendell Tyler and Roger Craig, the runners. Dwight Clark and Freddie Solomon start at wide receiver. A veteran and tough and good offensive line. Francis at the tight end. Bubba Paris, Ayers, Quillen, Randy Cross, and Keith Von Horst up front. One of the real strengths of the 49ers, that offensive line. Another of their strengths is the quarterback. Joe Montana will get you the Giant defense in a minute. Solomon moves in motion. Montana goes back to throw. Hits Clark. He throws back to Solomon. Terry Kennard made the critical stop. There's a play that we ran in high school.
That's right, and that was the first play of the game. That was a play that they've been working on since Tuesday, and they darn near broke that first play all the way. That was, what do you call that in high school? Old flick or something? Watch this now. Dwight Clark just runs a little hook, and then Freddie Solomon trails. Clark pitches to Solomon, and there's Terry Kennard to make that tackle, or that could have been a big, big play.
We called it forward lateral right.
I like that.
Here comes Solomon again in motion. Craig is the lone setback. Craig flashes into the Giants secondary. Almost another 49er first down. Bill Courier tripped him up, a gain of 9.
That was the second play they practiced all week.
Well, they practiced them well, it looks like. They almost broke them both.
Roger Craig is probably the most underrated player on this 49er team. Not only can he run the ball, but he's their leading receivers. He caught 71 passes this year.
His mate in the backfield is Wendell Tyler. That's 2nd and 1. Clark is out to the right. Solomon to the left. Tyler around the corner and into Giant territory. Hammers down to the Giant 37. Bill Courier and Jim Burt on the stop as Tyler picked up 13.
There's the third play that they practiced all week. Watch Wendell Tyler here. He's going to start like he's going up inside. You see, it's an underneath handoff. Lawrence Taylor right on the line of scrimmage, misses a tackle. There was no one outside until strong safety Bill Courier got there.
Roger Craig with an excellent block on Leonard Marshall. First down, 49ers at the Giant 37. Montana back to throw. Ricochet is almost picked off the hands of Roger Craig, and Bill Courier had a shot at it. That should have had it.
That one looked like it went off Bill Courier's hands and then off his helmet. I'll tell you, he's upset, because you think of that, what a start that would be. Watch that ball. It bounced right off his shoulder pads. The thing that went to his helmet were his hands. Hands went up and goes, whap, hits her right in the helmet. Guys do that when they foul up something happens. They always hit themselves in the head. Especially defensive guys.
2nd and 10. John Frank is into the game. 49ers going with a rather unusual formation. The pitch is back to Craig. Craig gets good yardage down to about the 32. Lawrence Taylor took him down, a gain of 6. That'll make it 3rd and 4.
That was an unusual formation. It's an unbalanced line. They take their left tackle, take number 77, Bubba Paris, and put him over on the right side. Let's just see if we can see it. Here's Bubba Paris right here. This is the tight end here, the normal right tackle here. Now the Giants are just over here, so the 49ers run back to the other side.
3rd down and about 4. 49ers at the Giant 30. Montana back to throw. The Giants in it. Clark got the feet down in bounds, picked up the first down and a gain of 9.
Dwight Clark had his feet down inbounds, but Joe Montana had his feet up in the air. Where did he get hit on this play by George Martin just as he threw the ball? Here's Dwight Clark. You can see that the Giants are playing off. Kenny Daniel is deep. Clark just hits the out right in front of him. But watch right there as Montana throws that ball. George Martin's right in his face. Woo.
Clark was awfully close not to getting those feet down in bounds. Montana to throw on first down again. Swings it out to Craig. Threw it under the arms of Curtis McGriff. Bill Sims still looking. That ball might have been deflected by McGriff.
We talked before about how how the 49ers were really the first ones in 1981 to block Lawrence Taylor with the guard. Now here's the same thing. See number 68, John Ayers? He is really assigned on pass protection to Lawrence Taylor. Did a good job in 81. He's starting out the same way today, huh?
Can't do it much better than that. Second down and 10, 49ers from the Giant 21. Clark swings in motion this time. Montana fakes the draw play. Steps up into the pocket. Going for Clark. Touchdown! Done all year long, week after week. They take that opening kickoff when they get it and get some points. This time they got a touchdown.
That drive was a thing of beauty. What mixture.
Worshing with Montana holding. And the kick is good. 49ers lead 7-0.
The thing about this thing is that Montana, this pass batter, Montana had great pass protection. Because look at Dwight Clark, 87. He's out there. He's getting bounced around. He's getting bumped. He had to come free from that first group before he was able to get into the end zone. Watch this protection now. Center Fred Quillen there. He's in the Pro Bowl. Right guard Randy Cross. He's in the Pro Bowl. Keith Fawnhorst. He's in the Pro Bowl. And they block pass protection on this one like Pro Bowl players. They're the guys that should really get the pats in the back.
That drive, as you say, was a thing of beauty. And there it is. 8 plays, 71 yards. 3:05. They kept it. They lead 7-0. The NFC Divisional Playoff. 49ers 7. Giants nothing. 11:55 left to play in the first quarter as Ray Worshing gets set to kick off. Kenny Hill is in the middle for the Giants, flanked by Cephas and Morris. Worshing winds it to Kenny Hill. To the 25. The Giants will take over. He's hit by Jeff Fuller. Now let's check the Giants offense. Sims the quarterback. Morris and Carpenter the runner. Ernest Gray and Bobby Johnson. Should start. It might be Lionel Manuel. Up front, the tight end is Mowat, and it's Roberts, Benson, Belcher, Godfrey, and Nelson, the offensive line. Young and big, with no playoff experience. That is in the offensive line. Galbraith starts in the backfield with Carpenter. Carpenter looking for a hole, cuts back over the middle. And the 49er defense led by Manu Tuiasosopo, the nose tackle, at whom you look. Lawrence Fillers and Dwayne Board are the defensive ends. The linebackers, Buns, Ellison, Reynolds, and Keena Turner. And the secondary, Hicks, Wright, Williamson, and Ronnie Lott at free safety. The 49ers make wholesale defensive changes. They have 9 defensive linemen, and they use them all. Fred Dean, number 74, is lined up at left defensive end now. Michael Carter is the nose tackle. Galbraith in motion as Sims goes back to throw. Outside Carpenter. Carpenter ran about a yard shy of a first down, it looks like. Ricky Ellison made the hit, a pickup of 6. Zeke Mowat with a good block.
I think that was a big play for Carl Nelson, the starting right tackle of the Giants. His first pass protection here, he had to block against Fred Dean. He did a pretty good job. He was injured last week. You can see that rib pad there. See on the left side there? He tore a cartilage off the bone last week against the Rams. Practiced just a little this week, but he's starting now.
Didn't practice at all yesterday. Worked for 2 days. That's Mullity in motion. The handoff is to Morris. He got the first down. Tuiasosopo again on the bottom of the pile. First down, Giants. Line of scrimmage is the 35, the Giant 35. The 49ers again make a lot of substitutions. They must have in mind that the Giants are going to throw on first down.
Well, you know, the interesting thing that Bill Walsh was saying, yesterday is the reason he likes to do it early in the game is so he has fresh guys in the fourth quarter.
Ernest Gray and Bobby Johnson are the Giant wide receivers. The handoff is to Morris. Morris cuts back for about 4. Almost broke a big one. Tina Turner tripped him up.
Tina Turner got in the backfield somehow there, and had he not been there, as you said, that would have been a big play for the Giants. I think what they were doing was running against the 49ers pass defense. Watch this here, and we'll see right in here. Tina Turner just dives right there and just gets a piece of Joe Morris. Other than that, there was a pretty good hole.
He had a run of 61 yards last week against the Rams. Call back. Sims has the pass deflected. Almost intercepted. It is by Ronnie Lott. Lott. The ball's alive. Ronnie Lott still on his feet. To the Giant 13. Sims was hit just as he let it go. A 38-yard return by Lott.
I'll tell you, wherever Ronnie Lott plays, this is the first game that he's started in a month, but he's always been in college at USC. The 4 years with the 49ers, he's always been that opportunistic guy who's very alert. You see that came off a hand, then it came off a helmet. Ricky Ellison, it hit Ellison in the head, bounced off his head. Lott still around there, finds that ball for the interception.
Brad Benson is the injured Giant who's headed for the sidelines. 49ers have it at the Giant 12, 1st and 10. They already lead 7-0. Here is that strange formation again, where Paris is lined up an unbalanced line, and they go in that direction. Roger Craig, the ball carrier. The 49ers in 1984, in compiling their 15-1 record, outscored their opponents in the first quarter 110-29. And keep in mind that in the first 6 minutes, in the first meeting between these two teams, they jumped ahead 21-0.
Right, and it's not 110 anymore, it's 117 now.
Right. And about to be more, it looks like. 2nd and 7 from the 9. Montana back. For Russ Francis, touchdown. Big Russ Francis has had a lot of injuries in his career, but possesses an awful lot of talent. Out of Montana's hold makes it San Francisco 14. The Giants nothing. Bill Parcells dismayed. Here's the turnover that set the whole thing up.
This is how it all started. Now watch Sims as he throws here. The ball is tipped right there. Now it's going to be tipped again off Ricky Ellison's helmet and back. Ronnie Lott sees it, dives for it, isn't down then, picks it up and return it. Then the offense comes in, and they're almost surgical the way they attack you. Watch Russ Francis here. He just runs a short post straight up the middle. Montana sees it. Whap! He says, hey, that's another touchdown.
That ball, by the way, that was tipped twice, actually, was hit first by Dan Bunds. Then Ellison hit it. Bill Parcells, the Giant head coach, of course, is very much aware of the 49ers' sudden striking power. And it's something I think he had a pretty logical and reasonable approach to counteracting if it did happen.
Well, you know, I think last night when we talked to him, I had the feeling that he anticipated this kind of start. Because he said he told his team that all week. They could very well do it. But now we have to get into street fight.
Kenny Hill will start from the 4. Bangs outside, gets to about the 22. Jeff Fuller led the 49ers special teams. Good coverage. Touchdown again.
One thing that has really helped this 49er team and Joe Montana, of course, with all his ability, is that offensive line. You can see that he can just stand back there. There's not anyone close, so he can not only stand back and see, but he can just step up and unload that ball, as he did there to Russ Francis.
Well, they've been together so long, all except Bubba Paris, the left tackle. And he's just a great, big, good tackle. Ernest Gray is wide to the left. Manuel to the right as Galbraith swings in motion again. Sims back to throw on first down. Outside Carpenter. Carpenter out to about the 27. Ricky Ellison on the stop. Joe Montana over on the 49er sideline. Off to a great start. 5-yard gain on that play. Giants get it out to their own 28. 49ers leading 14-0.
I'll tell you, Fred Dean is one guy that the Giants are aware of, Pat, on that last play. They double-teamed him on pass protection with the tackle, Carl Nelson, and the tight end, Zeke Mowat.
Dean is number 74, lined up on the left side this time. They come right at it. To not much avail. Morris fighting for yardage. Got about 4. Dwight Hicks made the stop.
Usually tight ends talk about linebackers. When we talked to Zeke Mowat yesterday, the only thing he talked about blocking was Fred Dean. He said, I've never blocked a guy that big and that strong. He said, I usually block linebackers. He said, this is going to be a tough thing. They lined Dean up on the tight end, as you saw.
You know, another thing Mowat was saying, he's not used to blocking a guy down in a 3-point stance.
Well, it's always been a linebacker. It's up there with your 2-point stance.
3rd and 1. Sims out of the shotgun. Here comes Dean. Sims is going to scramble and got the first down. Very aware of where he needed to be. Dean was almost there.
Well, we saw him against Mowat. He was on the left side. Now he goes to the right defensive side. You see, 74, he can play out wide. He's going against William Roberts, but he plays out wide, makes you step out. Then when Roberts steps out, he goes whap, and he takes that inside on him. Bill Sims knew where that first down was, and he knew what to do after he got that first down.
Get down. And we got to get going. That's what he just told his team. Sims going to throw on first down, comes out of the pocket, gets it to Morris. Pickup of about 7. Jack Reynolds took him down. Morris stung a little bit.
I was just going to say, Jack Reynolds, he's the starting inside linebacker for the 49ers. He doesn't play much of the game because he's always substituted for on pass defense. But ever since Jack Reynolds has been in the league, he can do this one thing. He can tackle. He can hit. He can unload. And Joe Morris just found that out.
And ever since he's been here, I think the 49ers have had a better defense. Pitches back to Morris. Morris trying to get to the outside. Can't do it. Cut down by Carlton Williamson. A loss of 1.
Usually on a sweep, the guy that's responsible for the force on that side is usually the strong safety. That was Carlton Williamson on that one. Got up into the backfield. Watch him. He'll come up on this left-hand side right here. We'll see him now. Here he comes, whap, off the block of Tony Galbraith and makes the tackle.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 4 situation for the Giants. They're at their own 41, and Sims goes back into the spread. Here come the Niners. Sims had to throw in a hurry in the direction of Ernest Gray. It's incomplete. Heavy pressure by San Francisco. Sims is upset with his 2 receivers.
Well, he should be upset with them because they were both in the same area. He had both Ernest Gray and Lionel Manuel both out here. Now watch him. One should get deep. I think Manuel was supposed to get deep. Here there was Hicks on a blitz. But right now, Sims knew what was wrong. He had 2 guys in the same area.
Dave Jennings back to punt. Dana McLemore back deep for San Francisco. He returned one against the Giants in the first meeting. Good kick by Jennings. Lawrence Taylor misses. Here's the first man down. McLemore slipped in. We've got a face mask violation, it looks like. Against Pete Shaw, perhaps. A 38-yard punt, 5-yard return as McLemore slipped away from Taylor. And now we have a face mask violation against the Giants. I think against Pete Shaw, that's going to be walked off against him.
Boy, Lawrence Taylor was flying down the field on that one, wasn't he? That was a good news. He had to run that far to miss the tackle. That's a frustrating deal.
Just looking back in the direction of where the line of scrimmage was, John, there is another flag down.
We have a low block on number 86, San Francisco, and we have a face mask on the end of the run. It's a double foul. After a change of possession, the ball will be put in play where possession changed. Fouls will offset.
Gene Barth with a lot of airtime.
Watch Lawrence Taylor here. He's being doubled. Watch, he gets an outside release. Here comes Dwight Hicks. He gets another bump on him. Tries to knock him out of bounds. Derek Harmon should get him again. He doesn't. Lawrence Taylor goes through all that, does all that work, double team, gets down there and misses it. Now let's watch the face mask right here. That's Pete Shaw. You see his left hand? Right there. They caught him.
So after all that discussion and everything, the score is still 14-0. Really, the last 3 days here in the Bay Area have been foggy. Almost all of every morning. And it's foggy again today. Really foggy on the Giants side of the field. Here's that formation again. And here's Wendell Tyler again. Cut down this time by Curtis McGriff.
I'll tell you, Bubba Paris, who is normally the left tackle, who plays right tackle. You see why it's unbalanced? Look, here's one lineman, here's the regular tackle, and here's the third tackle. That's Bubba Paris. Now watch the block that he makes on the play as they run to that side. It doesn't make, now, back here on this side, this is a tight end and a guard. See, so all the strength is over there. But watch the outside guy, Bubba Paris, normally the left tackle. Look at the block that he made on Curtis McGriff. That's a takedown. That's a whapper.
A loss of one after all that. Here's Roger Craig wide open over on the left side. Terry Kennard hustling over to knock him out of bounds, short of a first down. Curtis McGriff was shaken up a little bit, number 76 there, who plays the run about as well as anybody in the league.
Well, they say that he's the best two-gap player in the NFL. And now what a two-gap means is that you can play on a guy, play that hole, plus the hole to the outside and the hole to the inside. Now, you got a big like that. You know, you got to weigh about 280 pounds like McGriff does, and you usually cover two holes sometimes.
He's big enough for 3 gaps or 2 holes. Here's Craig trying to get to the outside, cut down short of a first down. George Martin was in the game. Lawrence Taylor made the stop after Martin made him change directions.
I think that's a big thing for the Giants right now. I think Bill Parcells can tell his team, okay, that's it. You know, we talked about the early lead, the way they do it. I told you that after they do that, they kind of settle down a little. There they did it right then. Now let's us go to work. We'll see. I don't know.
That is Max Runiger, the ex-Eagle, back to punt for the 49ers, and Lionel Manuel retreating for the Giants. Good punt by Runiger. Manuel starts from the 20, shakes away from one tackler, gets out to about the 28. Todd Shell, the 49ers' #1 draft choice, who is excellent on special teams, was the man who was down there. 48-yard punt by Max Runiger, an 8-yard return, so they net 40. The 49ers lead the Giants 14-0.
Danger. A woman was killed here yesterday.
Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Pat Summerall and John Madden. NFC Divisional playoff. 49ers leading 14-0. Sims fakes to Carpenter, rolls behind Benson, gets rid of the ball, intended for Moat. Sims just didn't have quite enough room as Lawrence Pillars was putting the heat on.
I think that's what it was. Pillars, who is the starting guy at left end, we'll see him against Carl Nelson there. He starts on Joe Morris, is who he's playing against, and then he just gets off that. The lineman tried to cut him, and he was right in Phil Sims's face.
He's got a great nickname, Dr. Evil.
I like that. Dr. Evil. You know, you put doctor in front of something, then it always sounds pretty good after that. You know, Dr. Skunk, Dr. anything is okay.
The handoff is to Morris, behind Benson again. Cut down just short of the 30-yard line by Dwayne Ford and Jack Reynolds. Hacksaw, number 64. Hacksaw and his pencils and his homework. He's got a whole garage full of notes that he's taken over the years in the NFL of game plans and whatever.
And then he just comes out on Sunday and does the hitting. You know, you look at a Hacksaw, he has the ideal eyes and looks and name for a linebacker. You don't think of a studious guy. He's probably one of the most studious players in the league.
Here come the 49ers showing you blitz. Sims is back in the spread. They do blitz. Sims does get rid of it, but he's hit just as he throws, intended for Galbraith. And Sims is hurting just a bit. They got some people on him.
Well, if they don't get Fred Dean blocked, Sims is going to be hurting more and more as this game goes on. Watch Dean. He's on the outside again against Robert. This time, instead of trying to come in underneath him, he just gets outside and just keeps going on that thing. You see it just as Sims was throwing, Fred Dean got him from behind.
Jennings back to punt. McLemore back deep for the 49ers. Jennings gets off a rocket. McLemore with a fair catch signal. He was looking at Larry Flowers, who was down in a hurry. 42-yard punt, no return. So that's the net, 42, 14-0 49ers. The 49ers against the Giants. Divisional playoff game, and the 49ers, as they have done almost every week, breaking on top. They lead 14-0. Clark split wide to the left. Solomon to the right. It's first down, and Montana will go to work to Solomon and get him for a first down at about the 45-yard line. 17 they got on that play.
Now watch how far Kenny Daniel is playing off of Freddie Solomon. Terry Kennard is inside. They have him double, but they're both deep. And what happens is Solomon comes inside towards Kennard, but he gets in front of both of them. I think if you're going to double a guy, maybe one guy shorter and one guy deeper, or a bump would be better than both of them off deep.
Montana back to throw again. Giants blitzing. He gets it out to Craig. Craig is knocked out of bounds by Andy Hedden, but he got 8. Maybe a little bit closer to 9. 1:08 left to play in the first quarter. The 49ers can really move it.
Watch what Lawrence Taylor does here. He's faking a blitz. He's going to run in and try and pick off number 77, Bubba Paris, and the guard, and then Leonard Marshall, number 70, can come around him. That's the stunt that they want to use today to offset errors coming out and blocking Taylor.
On second down, it's Tyler around the corner. First down, 49ers. At about the Giant 43 before Kenny Daniel and Terry Kennard. You know, Kenny Daniel made the statement after the New Orleans game, the last game of the regular season for the Giants, and last week after the Rams, when he came in and replaced Haynes, the all-pro cornerback, that nobody had really worked on him. Nobody picked on him. He kept waiting and nobody came in his direction. The 49ers have rectified that situation.
Yeah, and I think he knew last night that was going to change. He said the other team, he said New Orleans did, he said the Rams did. He said, but I just have a feeling that these guys might take a look over there.
Now he is looking at Ronaldo Nehemiah. Montana looking in the other direction. Intended for Clark. Intercepted by Lawrence Taylor. He got the rebound. Terry Kennard. The ball bounced off Kennard, intended for Clark, and Taylor came up with it.
It looked like right now, as we see it, and what Montana sees, it looks like Clark is open. Look, again, good pass protection. There it goes through Clark's hands, through Kennard's hands, and then Lawrence Taylor. Gary Reasons, I think.
Reasons, it's not Taylor.
Number 55, Gary Reasons came up with the interception. It is again, off Clark, off Kennard, into Reasons, interception.
Galbraith in motion, and Carpenter gets nothing. Over the left side, hit by Tuiasosopo. There's
a nose tackle for you, Mano Tuiasosopo. And that name, see, you have to be a big guy to have a name like that, because if you were a little guy, Tuiasosopo, the name across your back would come down underneath your armpits. So guys like Tuiasosopo that have a lot of letters in their name usually play nose tackle.
And as you say, they have to be pretty broad back. Second down and 10. Albrecht again in motion. Sims back to throw. 49ers chasing. Sims comes out of the pocket. Gets it to Zeke Moat, who makes a diving one-handed stab. Dwight Hicks stopped Moat. Pass was complete. A good catch.
We remember Zeke Moat as a free agent blocking tight end. Now he's a receiver. This week the 49ers were saying the guy we have to stop is Zeke Moat on the Giants. Watch Sims. He's getting a big pass rush right here. He steps up, comes out to the right, thinks he's going to run, sees a defender there, gives him a stiff arm, gets the ball off to Moat. That's not a bad deal. Now watch this one-handed catch. Left hand, then back into the right. I tell you, those scuba gloves helped on that play.
It's about a yard shy of a first down for the Giants. We'll be back with quarter number 2. A sellout at Candlestick. 49ers leading 14-0. Short yardage situation now. 3rd and 1 for the Giants.
Big Louis Kelcher's in at nose tackle this time, Pat.
Big Louis goes about 300 at least. Number 94. Albrecht, the man in motion, slow motion. Sims is going to go to work. To Moat. Juggles, has it out of bounds, first down. 49er linebacker out there with him covering was Milt McCall.
I think the 49ers had their run defense in, thinking the 3rd and short. They had big Louis Kelcher in there, you know, to bulk up in there, handle that middle, take that run. That was a good call by the Giants in going to the pass on that thing, because the 49ers really didn't have their pass rushers or pass defenders in there.
1st and 10 Giants at their own 49. 49ers leading 14-0. Sims fakes to Morris, retreats. To Morris. He is hammered at the 49er 45. Big Hands, Gary Big Hands Johnson, a gain of 6. A lot of ex-San Diego Chargers on this team. There's one of them, Johnson. There's another one, Dean.
I'll tell you, at the end of this game, Sims is going to be a sore quarterback, because one thing, the 49ers are just relentless at coming after you. You know, coming, push, 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 always having someone hanging on you, stepping in your face.
On second down, he pitches back to Morris. Morris leaps to about the 43, tripped up by Ricky Ellison.
Tom Mulledy is in there at tight end for the Giants. Zeke Moat is out. I don't know if it was an injury or just a substitution.
I think on the last pass he caught, that 3rd and short pass, after he was tackled, he limped back to the huddle and then limped off the field. So it must be some sort of injury.
Sure that they would like to get him back in there, because at the end of the season, Zeke Moat was one of the best players on this Giant team.
On the spread on 3rd down goes Sims. Gets it to Tony Galbraith, and Galbraith gets down a Giant first down at the 49er 32. Eric Wright on the stop. A gain of 11.
I'll tell you, that Sims is a pretty tough guy. There's Moat there. Looks like he's trying to get an extra pad on his right hip. But Sims took a shot again as he had to wait a little while for Tony Galbraith. But watch, just as he does it, he gets it hit from straight ahead, gets knocked back, and then he trips. Someone trips on top of him. Look at that. 3 red guys just hanging over him.
Here's what happened to Moat on 3rd and short a few plays ago.
I can't see anything that happened to him there, but it did look like it was something with his hip. That's Dwight Hicks just getting up.
Sims is 7 out of 11. Has hit 4 in a row, picked up 50 yards. Dwight Hicks, they really would miss him sorely if he can't continue.
I wonder if they would put Ronnie Lott back at corner. Well, I don't have to wonder too long. We're going to see right now.
He is back at corner. Ronnie Lott. And Tom Holmoe goes to the safety position for the 49ers. Sims back to throw. Bobby Johnson. It's good. It's a catch. 11-yard gain. Ronnie Lott. They went right to work.
That's not a bad place to do it. You know, Ronnie Lott is a corner that likes to keep everything in front of him. He's a very physical corner. He's a real hitter, and he doesn't like to get up tight on someone. That time he gave way too much of a cushion on that play to Bobby Johnson, and Johnson took advantage of it. But Lott has always liked to keep everything in front of him.
First down, Giants. Lott right up on the line of scrimmage. The handoff is to Morris, and he lost one or two. Ricky Ellison again made the hit. They're working on Dwight Hicks over on the sideline.
I think what happened on that play, on the play that he got hurt, his own man just fell on him. Let's see if we can see it. It's right there at the top of the screen. You see him coming on a blitz. Now he starts to go down. You see his own man, that was Fred Dean, fell on him on one side, Keena Turner on the other side. He was sandwiched between two of his own guys.
On 2nd and 11, Sims will try to throw. Here come the 49ers. Keena Turner, Milt McCall, and Mike Walter, number 99, all there on the 49er blitz.
The first guy is number 99, Mike Walter. Now, he's the guy that makes Sims put the ball down. Watch here. You see, there's 99 there. You see, that made him stop, and then Milt McCall was right there, the next guy to gobble him up. But it's that first guy that breaks through on you. You know, then that makes him bring the ball down, and now he's not a passer anymore.
Mike Walter, who had a hip pointer, might have re-aggravated whatever was wrong with him, if that was the case. McCall was credited with the sack. Sims out of the spread. Those 49ers look like they're coming again. To Galbraith, incomplete. It would not have been nearly enough for a first down, but it is all the time Sims had. He couldn't wait any longer. Dean was all over him.
Well, it wouldn't have been a first down, but it would have made this field goal attempt a little shorter for Ali Haji Sheikh. Really hasn't been a good year. 17 out of 33, but you know, in the last month he's been kicking a lot better.
3 for 3 last week against the Rams. This will be from 46 yards out with Jeff Rutledge holding. Ali Haji Sheikh. Early in the year he really had his problems, but as you say, the last month hasn't been bad. That's good. From 46 yards away, number 6, Ali Haji Sheikh, puts the Giants on the scoreboard. It's in the Cotton Bowl right here on CBS. Right now, we're at Candlestick Park in San Francisco as Carl Monroe, the 49ers, starts from his own 10, is hammered shy of the 20. Elvis Patterson, Kenny Hill down there very quickly, along with Frank Cephas.
You know, we were talking earlier about the 49ers, and now they have the first 25 plays scripted. You can see now that they're starting the 18th play, but look at the first 10 plays. The first 10 plays that they had 14 points. You know, now that part of the script was pretty good. And then they had a punt after 3, then they had an interception. So the script's kind of slipping down a little here. Maybe it got wet.
Ronaldo Nehemiah and Dwight Clark are split wide to the right for San Francisco. Montana's looking in that direction. To Clark. Hit by Kennard. First down, 49ers.
That was an interesting thing. Joe Montana came back with the same pass to the same guy doing the same thing that he just had intercepted on the last series. Watch him here. It's Dwight Clark coming. He'll come into the left of the screen, and he'll hook here right in front of it. See, Montana looked to the outside, came back to Clark right there in front of Terry Kennard. That's the same place he threw the last time for an interception. That's confidence, huh?
Clark's 4th reception, the fake. Chased by Taylor. Montana ducked under it, the first sack. And if he didn't duck, he might be on IR right now.
I don't know if Taylor even hit him on that play. I think Joe Montana, you talk about a dominant player. Lawrence Taylor is a dominant player. Russ Francis is supposed to block him. He runs right by him. Now, Joe Montana knows that he's coming. He can feel him coming. He says, no, you can come free, but you're not going to knock me down. I'll just dip under you.
He did club him with his arm as he went by. Montana went down wisely, 2nd and 18. 3 wide receivers for the 49ers this time. Again, Montana is chased, and down he goes. Casey Merrill on the rush this time. 2 sacks in a row for the Giants, and the 49ers are going backwards.
You know, Casey Merrill plays on the same side as Taylor, and I think that really helps. I think Merrill helps Taylor. I think Taylor helps Merrill, because everyone is so concerned with Taylor blocking that Merrill can sometimes come free. Now watch, Taylor will come inside. Watch, Merrill will go to the outside. You see there's 1, 2, 3 guys on Lawrence Taylor, 1 guy on Casey Merrill, so he goes left and gets a sack.
And brings up a situation that is 3rd and 25 for the 49ers. They're on 19. Montana back to throw. Has the man open. It's Clark. Got some breathing room as Clark is knocked out of bounds by Bill Courier, but Runiger will have to come on one more time. Dwight Hicks heading for the locker room. The word we have is that he has sprained his ankle, his right ankle, and he's going in to be retaped. Runiger will punt from his own 19. Lionel Manuel goes back deep for the Giants. 49ers leading 14-3. Runiger gets off a great kick. Manuel back to his own 18. Straight up the field with Lionel Manuel hit and hammered and knocked backwards. Really hit. Guy McIntyre really walloped. There goes Hicks through the tunnel back into the locker room. Flag is down on the play. A 48-yard punt by Runiger. 11-yard return. It's going to be against the Giants, so they'll start from deep in their own territory.
Block in the back, number 57 during the run back. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Byron Hunt is number 57. Giants 1st and 10. They'll start from their own 15.
I wonder if he was the guy that was trying to block Mike Walter on that play. But watch Manuel. He starts up and watch right there. Oh, did he take a whap there by McIntyre?
14-3. There is Dwight Hicks just a minute ago. When he got to the 49er locker room, the door was locked. He couldn't get in. Then they got it open. And so Hicks is going in to have his right ankle retaped. It doesn't look like he's going to play anymore.
You know, a lot of times they may want to take an x-ray, too, before they tape it. Or they want to get him in the locker room so they can take his shoes and socks and all the other tape off to look at it.
Morris goes in motion to the right. Sims goes back to throw, and the 49ers again put the rush on. Pass caught by Moat. Big Zeke has the first down outside the 30 to the 33. Tom Holmoe made the stop. 18-yard gain. Sims to Moat.
And the 49ers strong safety, Carlton Williamson, was hanging right on Moat. That's why you need that big 240, 250-pound tight end. Watch him right here. There's Carlton Williamson there, but Moat is so big that he can just push up, get that ball, and just have guys fly off his body.
Hand off to Morris over the right side. Morris still on his feet. Morris hammers outside the 45 to the 47. Carlton Williamson tackled him, but it's another Giant first down.
See, now Bill Parcells can stay over there and say, see, I told you, they're going to get those first ones. We can get some pass protection and get a little run blocking, break something loose here, hit the tight end, get Joe Morris loose, make some big plays, and then in the second half, we can really come back on them.
First down Giants. They started at their own 15. They're now at their own 46. Some breathing room. Sims goes back to throw. The 49ers blitz again, but they get it out to Carpenter. Carpenter into 49er territory. A gain of 6. Milt McCall on the tackle.
I think what the Giants are doing now is smart. You know, you can say, well, why don't they throw deeper? Why don't they throw more to the outside receivers? Well, one, he doesn't have time to, and two, I haven't seen him open yet. And as Bill Parcells was saying last night, he said, we're going to have the same approach we had last week. He said, we're going to nickel and dime him, then we're going to look for our shots and take some long shots somewhere during the game.
Tony Galbraith in the backfield now with Carpenter. There's the long shot to Manuel. Knocked away by, it's intended for Bobby Johnson, I beg your pardon, not Manuel. And it was Eric Wright who was back there with him. Eric Wright is holding his back.
Well, that's what he was talking about, taking a shot. You nickel and dime him, you hit the tight end, you hit the fullback, then you get Bobby Johnson out there. It looks like Eric Wright had his hand on him there earlier. I don't know that ball couldn't have been caught. That's about as well as you can throw it. Bill Sims had good protection, good time on that. That was a pretty good call. They caught him in a one-on-one situation.
Eric Wright seems to be okay. Johnson split wide to the right this time. Manuel to the left. Gray moves in motion. 49ers on a blitz again. They get it out to Galbraith. Not a first down. He couldn't get away from Tom Holmoe. And the Giants will have to punt.
Let's watch Fuller on the blitz now. What they do is they want to get a big push, but watch the blitz that they get here, plus the addition of the rest of the linemen coming. I'll tell you, Sims has to get rid of the ball quickly. You see Fuller comes from the outside. He's not blocked, but that's what made Sims rush and have to get rid of that ball before he wanted to.
Here's Jennings. A good high kick in the direction of McLemore. They let it bounce, and it dies. 49ers will have to operate from their own 4-yard line. Pete Shaw was down to down it. A 43-yard punt by Jennings that just died inside the 49er 5 at the 4. NFC Divisional playoff. Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Pat Summerall and John Madden. 49ers have the ball their own 4-yard line. Solomon split wide to the right. They give to Tyler. Tyler got some running room. Shakes off one tackle. It's knocked out of bounds by Courier. With some help from Kennard.
Well, you know what the Giants are thinking of when Wendell Tyler gets the ball is they want to knock it loose. Wendell Tyler's fumbled 7 times in the last 6 games. So when he gets the ball, of course, they all want to get there to tackle him. But in addition to that, they think if you go for the ball, try and knock it loose, that you can get a fumble. They tried to knock it loose that time. They didn't get anything except knocking them out of bounds after a 6-yard gain.
They'll start on 2nd down then from the 9. Montana gives to Roger Craig. He's going to get a first down. But there's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. They'll bring this one back. That's got to be holding. Kenny Daniel made the stop.
You know, it's not going to count, but Roger Craig sure made a move on Carl Banks. Looked like Carl Banks had a chance to make the tackle, and all he was doing was waving at him.
10-yard gain wiped out.
Holding, number 81 offense, still 2nd down. After this,
maybe that's why Carl Banks was waving at him.
Let's look.
Here it is right here. Here's Banks 58 on Russ Francis. Now he holds Francis there, and then Francis has his arm around. That's why Banks couldn't get to him. I don't know about that play, though. I mean, it looks like he held him, and then Francis, in trying to get off, got his arm behind him. Tough call.
2nd and 9. Montana from his own end zone. Has some time. Picked off by Harry Carson. Carson to the inside the 5. Carson's touchdown. Intended for Dwight Clark. The Giants are back in it.
Harry Carson might not be back in it. I think he's on the bottom of that pile.
He may not be able to breathe.
He's the old-timer on that team, 9-year veteran. Harry Carson, he gets up shaking his head. What did I do? I'll tell you, the offensive players aren't good defensive players. They don't tackle very well, but Harry looked like he had a few moves on that thing.
Pretty good run. That's the first touchdown of his NFL career.
I'll tell you, he's been a good one. You know, he's known as a run player, very tough, big, strong guy, hard hitting. Running backs don't like running in there against him. I don't know the quarterbacks ever thought about throwing against him.
Haji Sheik gets the extra point. And the ball game is a little bit more entertaining. Not to Bill Walsh, perhaps. Here it is.
You know, it's always tough throwing out of here because any penalty is 2 points. Any interception can be a touchdown. I don't think he saw Harry Carson. He was looking for Dwight Clark. Harry Carson was the second defensive guy in there. Doesn't look like those guys wanted to tackle him much either, did it?
Roger Craig made a shuffle at him. Let's see if Montana wanted to hit him.
It was too late. By the time he figured out what happened, he was already in the end zone.
A 14-yard touchdown with an interception by Harry Carson. 14-10 the score now.
Watching that interception again, here's Lawrence Taylor, here's the corner. They're working out in here. Dwight Clark is going to run a hook. Now, I think Montana was keying here, seeing here. The guy he didn't look at was right here. Harry Carson, he comes right back in here and picks the ball off there. Watch it. We see Taylor goes to the outside. Now he starts a hook. I don't think Montana ever saw Carson, the second guy incoming, and I don't think Roger Craig wanted to tackle Carson. That was a poor effort there by number 33, Roger Craig. Of course, he's an offensive guy.
Right.
Maybe that's why he's playing offense. A good tackler, maybe be a linebacker.
Ali Haji Sheik's kickoff goes to Carl Monroe at his own 10, and he's got an alley. And the alley is closed quickly. Robbie Jones down to make the hit. 49ers take over at their own 27-yard line. Tomorrow, the NFL Today, and then the divisional playoff at RFK Stadium in Washington. The Bears and the Redskins, and that ought to be a dandy. That place will really be rocking tomorrow. This one is today. 49ers lead has been cut to 4. They give to Craig. Craig shakes away from Banks and is hammered by Terry Kennard, and some help from Jim Burton arrives very quickly. Kenny Daniel also got a part of the hit.
Well, Carl Banks is having trouble over there on that left side trying to tackle Roger Craig. The first time, I guess he was held by Russ Francis. That time, I think he just missed Craig, or Craig made him miss him. Look, he's still mad. You can see his shaking there. Son of a gun, do it again. Let me get that thing right.
2nd and 8. 49ers at their own 29. Fighting the turnover, something they haven't done all year long. That's Tyler in motion. The pitch is back one more time to Craig. Roger Craig hammers up very close to a 49er first down. It's close. George Martin on the tackle. Those turnovers eventually will get you. 49ers get a first down. Look at the takeaway ratios. The 49ers in the NFC were the leaders, plus 16. But now today, the San Francisco miscues. And the results, a field goal and a touchdown. And those account for the Giant points. 5:09 left to play in the first half. San Francisco 14, Giants 10. Montana to Tyler. Maybe one. Jim Burt, who's had an outstanding year as the nose man, made the stop.
Well, the guy blocking him is not bad either. Fred Quillen, the center there, is going to be in the Pro Bowl. This is a pretty good matchup in the pitch. You see, Burt wants to get up underneath, get underneath his shoulder pads, and control him. Just hold him there. Don't take a side. Don't go right. Don't go left. Hold him there until the ball comes to you. And here comes Wendell Tyler. Burt goes, whap, just wraps him right around him.
Gary Reason's got a big piece of that tackle, too. 2nd down and 7. 49ers at their own 40. Montana to Solomon. Got it. And a penalty marker down as Courier hit Solomon with a little too much enthusiasm.
Courier hit Solomon, I think, out of bounds. I think that's what the penalty's going to be.
A late hit out of bounds, 15-yard
is a big play man of this 49er offense. He gets a big play here. There's a hold. He gets a big play here, not only from the catch, but the penalty. I don't know. Now, that looked pretty close to me. I don't really think that that was a cheap shot. Here comes Lawrence Taylor. Watch him. He rolls right into Montana just as he throws the ball.
Lucky Montana didn't get an injured knee out of that hit.
Yeah, I don't know that what Courier did was an illegal hit.
I don't know that
Solomon was on the sidelines. He was coming and just hit him. I don't think that was a late hit.
1st and 10. They go with 2 tight ends. Montana looking for Solomon. He's got him. Touchdown 49ers. Perry Williams on the coverage. The 49ers strike back quickly. Touchdown, Montana to Solomon.
He is the big play guy of that 49er offense.
Wershing for the extra point. Is down the middle. And it's 21-10. 49ers.
I tell you, let's watch it again. Freddie Solomon really puts a move on Perry Williams. Watch it come up. Now he's going to fake here like he's going outside to the corner, come back inside to the post. Perry Williams tripped and trying to cover it. Joe Montana saw it and gave it to him right there.
73 yards in 5 plays they went. Kept it 2.5 minutes. Montana is 11 out of 15 now. 3 touchdowns.
You know, we always talk about play fake and what it does. Here's Freddie Solomon. And here's Perry Williams. Now he runs the post in here, but usually should have some help from the safety. This safety keys the run, but this guy, he's a guy, Terry Kennard, should be back here helping. But watch, when the 49ers run fake, he comes running up, and that opens the whole thing up. A lot of lines here. Just watch those safeties. Watch the deep one. Here comes Kennard. You see him? He thinks it's a run. He's way up there. He goes, whoa! And by the time he gets turned around, Freddie Solomon's in the end zone. That play fake worked against the safety.
Got them both.
Mike Ditka was watching that one. He's going to be on here at halftime. He's sitting someplace watching this game. He was watching that play fake.
Coach Mike's Bears will play the Redskins tomorrow. Wershing's kickoff goes to Kenny Hill at the 6. Out of the pack is Kenny Hill. Still on his feet is Hill. Chased and finally caught in 49er territory by Dana McLemore. Great kickoff return by Hill. 51 yards, and the Giants are right back in business.
And a great tackle by Dana McLemore. McLemore was the guy that broke the touchdown punt return against him last time. But watch Kenny Hill on this one. He gets good blocking up there, forces through a tackle, good wall right there, runs through a tackle there, good balance. The kicker's not going to tackle him, you know that. Here comes McLemore. He was the only guy, and he gets him down.
Giants start from the 49er 42. Sims back to throw. To Carpenter, who is hammered by Carlton Williamson. A painful couple of yards. 1 yard, they say, from Carpenter.
You know, I think that's what the 49ers are doing. They're hanging in there. Their short guys are hanging a little shorter because of what the Giants did last week to the Rams. They're defending that little nickel and dime stuff.
The 49ers, of course, have the reputation of being a finesse team, but they'll hit you. 2nd and 9 for Sims. Intended for Bobby Johnson. And as I said, they'll hit you. That was Ronnie Lott.
That play, what Ronnie Lott did there was what they started in 1981. And I think they're the best team in professional football at doing that, is getting there just at the same time the ball arrives and knocking it out. I think this is a new way. When they put in a new rule, this is how you had to play pass defense. Just as a ball gets there, whap that guy in the back and get it knocked out of there, because you can't bump him after 5 yards.
That was well described as a whap. Sims out of the spread. 49ers with a lot of people up front, and here they come again. Sims to Johnson. Incomplete. Eric Wright back there with him.
We'll see the blitz and the pressure on Sims. They had the right thing. They picked it up pretty good. They had one-on-one out here, but they just couldn't beat Eric Wright. That was pretty good pickup of the blitz, though.
They had everybody covered. Dave Jennings has kicked well today. Aiming for the right corner. Another good high kick by Jennings. Flag is down. 2 flags are down. Ball is out of bounds by Jennings at about the 49er 9. 32-yard punt, but a good punt.
On the receiving team.
On the receiving team. Parcells, I don't think, has made up his mind yet whether he wants to accept the penalty or not. 49ers had 12 men on the field, so it would be just a 5-yard penalty. They'd move it. It would be short of a first down by a couple of yards. Let's see what they decide. We'll make it 4th and 4.
12 men on the field, defense, penalty refused.
Yeah, I don't know about that, though, because that would have put him at the 35-yard line. I don't know, because that could have given him a field goal opportunity. It would have been about a 52-yard field goal had they taken that penalty. I don't know.
The sheet could certainly get it there. 21-10, the 49ers have it.
You see what happened to the 49ers. You see they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. No, they had 11 up here. I just counted. They have 11 guys up here. I missed one and one back. So they had 12 guys on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, and then one deep. So they had 12 guys out there. But I was a little surprised that maybe they did think about it, but had they taken the 5-yard penalty, they could have come back, take back the punt, and kick the field goal. Field goal.
Tried from 52 yards out. 2:58 left in the first half. And the 49ers again going right to work. It's for Nehemiah. Daniel chasing. He's out of bounds and dropped it anyway.
I'll tell you, that's one that they talked about. They wanted to come in there, and they said, let's put Ronaldo Nehemiah in there. He's the guy that they always do send deep. That wasn't a bad move, his body, but he got his hands in too close to his shoulder pads. I don't think that would have been good anyway.
No, he would have been out of bounds. But he can run. Second down, 49ers. 2nd and 10 from their own 9. 21-10 the score. The 49ers leading. Montana back to throw again. Out to Craig. Craig has it. Has some breathing room. Is cut down about 3 yards short of a first down, it looks like, by Bill Courier and Kenny Daniel.
And Kenny Daniel's getting a lot of work today. You know, he played in the USFL here for the Oakland Invaders. This game today is his 40th game of the year. I tell you, that guy's been in a lot of huddles this year.
40 games in 1 year is unheard of. But we asked him last night if he was tired or felt any wear and tear on his legs because of the 40 games, and he said, no, I've been lifting weights.
But he has to turn up his dial a lot, he said.
There's Mike Ditka, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, watching back in Arlington, Virginia. Good luck tomorrow, Mike.
Mike looks like he's ready to play right now. He's ready to play in about an hour.
He usually is.
No casts on him or anything.
He'll be on the NFL Today with Brent live. And Brent and Terry will take a look back. Terry Bradshaw, that is, take a look back at what transpired here in the first half. It's been a busy first half. Here's that ready list from Bill Walsh that we've been talking about from time to time. He scripts the plays, the first 25, and there's a lot of information on that sheet.
You see what all those boxes are. Those are different situations. So like you'll have 1st and 10, 2nd and long, 2nd and normal, 3rd down, 3rd and long, 3rd and short, goal line, all those different situations. At all those plays, you just look at it, pick one out, so let's try this one.
3rd and 2. Montana chased by McGriff. That's not much of a race. Montana has the 1st down. He stops the clock with 2:34 left to play, a gain of 11 for Joe Montana.
Yeah, I think this play shows one of the things that makes Montana so good is that he has quickness. You see, we can see him outrun McGriff here, but that little quick feet, you know, turning the ball upfield, a little speed there, and then getting out of bounds. That's one thing. You can put Montana in trouble, but with his quickness, he can get out of trouble, buy time, and still make big plays on you.
Got the great feet. 1st and 10 at their own 28 for the 49ers. On 1st down, he goes to work. Solomon. Solomon out of bounds by Courier. Solomon never saw that ball coming.
I'll tell you, Solomon didn't see it coming because he couldn't see it coming because Kenny Daniel was in front of him, and Daniel didn't see it coming. Watch Daniel. That ball's going to zip right by his ear hole. Look, he's turned like this. Here's Freddie. Now what? Daniel doesn't see it. The ball goes right behind his head. Freddie couldn't see it. Says, here it is. I'll go out the back door.
He caught that ball in self-defense. That's how good a throw it was by Joe Montana. 2 minutes remaining in the 1st half. The 49ers have 3 timeouts remaining. The Giants have 2 remaining. We have 2 minutes remaining in the 1st half, with San Francisco leading 21-10. Regular season meeting between these two. The 49ers won 31-10. Mike Wilson is the man in motion as Montana retreats. Knocked away at the last second. Intended for Earl Cooper. Terry Kennard made the good recovery.
I think that's what Terry Kennard has to do. He has to be more concerned with the passing game. Get, helping those corners, helping Perry Williams and Kenny Daniel out, staying back there. Don't worry about the run, and do things like this. Get all over the field, knocking balls down. Don't worry about the run. Don't get caught by a play fake. Don't get up in there. We don't need you in there, they can say. We need you back deep where Montana can hurt you.
2nd and 10 for the 49ers from the Giant 45. Solomon is split wide to the right. The handoff is to Tyler. Tyler is bent back by Gary Reasons. Underneath was Casey Merrill.
George Martin was underneath too. I think he was down on the ground and he lifted his legs, so Roger Craig had to jump over some stuff there.
Wendell Tyler comes out. Russ Francis comes in. The 49ers have Earl Cooper and Russ Francis, 2 tight ends lined up to the right side. Montana goes back to throw. Chased and down. Lawrence Taylor and George Martin.
Well, I'll tell you one day, John Ayers didn't get him that time. Lawrence Taylor, he's talking to that official.
New York timeout. New York 2nd timeout.
I think Lawrence Taylor thought that the official called a penalty on him when he wanted a timeout. But watch him come. Here's Lawrence Taylor out here. Here's John Ayers here. He'll come out and try and block him here. Taylor just gets right by him. Watch here, 68. He starts to slide out there. Taylor just dips that left shoulder and gets right by him and gets the pressure on Montana. Montana can't see to that left, but he sure can feel to that left pretty good.
Back to Martin. A little bit off the side of his foot. Manuel lets it bounce and lets it roll out of bounds at about the 12. 39-yard punt by Runniger. Turned out to be a pretty good effort.
There's one thing you don't see often is a punter trying to get in a fight. I think he got hit late. Watch him. Here he comes, number 4. Those aren't the most physical guys. Well, oh, see, here comes Elvis Patterson. He hits him. He says, what'd you do that for? Then he gave him a little rap. That's a punter's little rap, that push there. These guys are getting violent out there.
Yeah.
Got to stop the violence from punters.
We do. Sims out of the spread. Ernest Gray and Lionel Manuel to the right. The handoff is to Galbraith. Tony gets out to about the 20-yard line. Jeff Stover is the man who made the stop. A minute left to play in the first half as the Giants take their last timeout, I believe. No, this is 49er timeout. So they have 2 left. The Giants have 1.
I think with the 49ers see that the Giants, because of the poor field position here, are just trying to run out the clock. Bill Walsh is thinking, well, if they're going to try and run out the clock, let's just try and stop them and then use our timeouts, maybe go for a punt block, but get the ball back and take one more shot at them before this half is over. Still a minute to go.
Again,
Theismann, Art Bunk had a great year, good defense, and I think excellent coaching with Joe Gibbs and his staff.
A minute left to play at Candlestick Park. Sims gives to Galbraith. And Galbraith is hit by Fred Dean, but gets a Giant first down.
Well, of course, that'll be a big first down for the Giants because now the 49ers can't take any time out. Now the Giants are going without a huddle. They're going to take a shot here.
39 seconds left on the game on the halftime clock. Sims goes down. He gets it out to Galbraith. They're going to say it's incomplete. He was down and in the grasp of Fred Dean.
Sims should be happy that he was in the grasp. You know, when you're down to 35 seconds, you're down 21 to 10. You don't have to try. If you get the trap here, see Fred Dean coming here. They have him here. Just take the sack. Don't do anything silly now. I think the Giants should just run out the clock, go in at halftime, and you know, get situated, get things straightened out, and come back and play.
It looks like that's what they had in mind until they got that first down. And then they changed their mind. That's 17 seconds left. Now 16. And he goes out of the spread. Now he hands to Tony Galbraith again. And Galbraith gets out to about the 30. Shy of the first down, but that should take care of half number 1 here at Candlestick Park. And the 49ers in the NFC playoff game go to the locker room, leading the Giants by the score of 21 to 10. Another half to go. The 49ers, the best record in football at 15-1, are on their way again. Looking at Candlestick Park, the home of the 49ers. 21-10, the Niners lead. Here's the halftime statistical picture. 14 first downs for the 49ers to 8 for the Giants. Giants had the ball more. 3 turnovers. 1 by the Giants, 2 by the 49ers.
And had it not been for those 2 by the 49ers, maybe the Giants wouldn't have scored yet because they got those 2 turnovers, and that was 10 points. Harry Carson scored 1 with a touchdown, and then they got a field goal off the other interception.
Kenny Hill, who had a big 51-yard run back just before halftime, will try it again. This time he'll come from his own 6-yard line. Into the pack at about the 24. Blanchard Montgomery was the first man to hit him. 49ers have really improved on special teams. A couple of years ago, that was not one of their strong points. Even Super Bowl year, it wasn't. But now it is.
I think they have that type of team now. You know, we talked about the 9 defensive linemen they have. They all play. I think they're drafting people to just do one thing. Just be a 3rd down play or a 2nd down, a 1st down, a short yard, a special team. That's the way this team is put together.
Sims goes back to throw on 1st down. He has some time. Ernest Gray had it and lost it. A ball that perhaps could have been caught. Eric Wright was the defender.
Well, this is what the 49ers have done so well. You know, this type of thing that you can't hit the guy before the ball gets here. So you see what Eric Wright does. You just stay with him, stay with him. Now, right after the ball gets here, right when it gets here, you go in and you hit the guy from behind in the shoulders and try and knock the ball out. They do that better than any team in the NFL.
And that's a coaching point, I would think.
Well, it has, you know, because they've been doing it for 4 years now.
Galbraith, the man in motion. Draw play to Carpenter. No running room for Rob Carpenter. They maybe got a yard.
tell you, Fred Dean, who we'll see here, usually gets outside, comes up the field. He has a pass rush move. He starts to do it to Roberts there, but then he sees it's a run, so he caves back in, and he still gets in a tackle. He thought he was tackling the ball carrier when he was tackling the left guard, Brad Benson. You see that?
They say he can't play the run. He did that pretty well.
You don't know who guys are. You just kind of sort them out there and keep the guy with the ball.
Find a leg. Sims out of the spread. 49ers showing blitz. They only rush 4. Sims is hit just as his arm started forward. The Giants get on the ball. It looked to me as if his arm was started forward already. Jeff Stover applied the heat. They're still all locked up.
It's William Roberts down there. Jeff Stover. And geez, we did all that work. Here's Jeff Stover, a natural pass rusher. Didn't play college football. He was a shot putter at the University of Oregon. Got a tryout here with the 49ers, and from day one, he was just a natural pass rusher. Looked to me like he had that ball, though.
6'5", 275 is Stover. Jennings back to punt. This one, not his best. McLemore from his own 41. There's got to be a flag on that play. It's got to be a violation against Carlton Williamson. He pushed somebody in the back as McLemore caught the ball.
He knew it happened right in front of the official and everyone. I think it was Eric Wright. He was right down there, and he
Illegal block in the back. Number 21 receiving team on the run back. 10-yard penalty, first down.
He knew it, because when you put your hands on your hips and walk off like that, that means you're guilty. That means you're guilty. You did it.
No doubt about it.
Here it is. We'll see it on the right side of the picture right here. You see he started, and then he committed himself at the guy, and then by the time he got there, he was behind him. And he knew it, and there's nothing you can do. You can't stop yourself in space.
All you can do is cover up your head.
After you take your hands off your hips.
13 out of 19 for Montana. 49ers first possession of the second half, and he goes right to work. White. Russ Francis on the hop. Incomplete.
Yeah, both officials from the side come in. They both said no. I don't know if Russ is smiling that he thought he fooled him or smiling that he thought he had it. It looked like he had it to me.
From this side it did. However, it'll be second and 10 from the 33.
That's why he was smiling. He said, I had it. How can they say I didn't have it?
I guess you can smile and say other things. Montana is chased. He gets it out to Craig, who dropped it. Incomplete. Taylor again around the corner, got away from Ayers.
Yeah, the last 2 times they played, the playoff game in 1981 and the first game this year, the 49ers had successful blocking Lawrence Taylor with John Ayers. Now today it looks like Taylor is ready for that, and what he's doing, instead of trying to give a move to Ayers, he's just bashing right into him and driving Ayers back into Montana.
He's getting his shoulders up underneath Ayers. 3rd and 10. Tyler started in motion, looked like he might have been in motion. Montana's going to be chased by Marshall, and that's no race. Montana's still going. They thought he was going out of bounds. Montana chased by Courier, knocked out of bounds, finally inside the 20.
On that play. Looked like they all thought that he was going to go out of bounds, and they all just seemed to relax. Although Joe Montana did show some quickness, did have good speed out here. He'll make a move right here on 23, Perry Williams. See, they thought he was going to go out of bounds. They were going to run him out there. He just cut right back in. Perry Williams says, doggone it, you beat me once. I'm going to get him. Bill Parcells says, I can't believe it. Not the quarterback.
Here's Wendell Tyler, stopped for a loss of a yard. That scramble, if you could call it that, that run by Montana, probably a better description, was 53 yards. He has 2 carries for 64 yards. Not a bad average. And that was the longest run of his career. He's a heck of an athlete.
That's the longest run of a lot of guys' careers.
That is a career.
For those short yardage backs.
2nd and 13. Tyler lost 3. Solomon goes in motion. And Montana back to throw. Picked off by Gary Reasons. Reasons has some blockers in front. Reasons in the foot race. Knocked out of bounds by John Ayers. Montana took a block from Lawrence Taylor, and they're both still sitting on the ground. Taylor is lying on the ground.
Both Montana and Taylor are down. I think that same thing happened to Joe Montana again, Pat. I think on that one, he really didn't see Reasons. Here's Reasons, number 55, right in the left of the screen. He starts back. Montana looks. He looks all the way. Reasons was right there. Just throws it to him. Watch him switch hands now. He puts the ball out in his left, just like a runner's supposed to. He got a block there from Kenny Daniel. Outruns Bubba Paris, and John Ayers knocks him out of bounds. Lawrence Taylor is still down in the field.
Watch Montana. If we stay with him long enough, we can see the hit he takes from Lawrence Taylor. It is close to being an illegal block.
But Lawrence Taylor hurt himself with that hit, and he's still down.
3rd interception of Montana. This one by Gary Reasons, who returned it 33 yards. We have 12:10 left to play in the 3rd quarter, and the 49er lead continues to be 21-10. Lawrence Taylor has made it over to the Giants sideline. Here's Montana again, and here's what hurt Taylor.
Well, the only thing that I can think there is he must have had his foot planted, and as he hits Montana, it's in the upper right-hand corner. You see right there, I think he has his foot planted, and he kind of trips there, and the foot stays in the ground, and he twisted the knee on that block. It sure wasn't from the contact.
There he is over on the sideline with Leonard Marshall. Giants take over at their own 36. They dodged a bullet. Sims to Carpenter. Carpenter to the 40. Gain of only about 4 before Ricky Ellison. And Big Hands Johnson bring down Carpenter.
You know, I think so often when we talk about the 49ers, we see them over there still working on Lawrence Taylor. In fact, they're putting the ice bag now on the right knee. And then they'll probably put some sponge on it, and then they'll put some, you know, an ace bandage around it, get some pressure on it.
The word is he has a bruised knee and will return as Joe Morris gets very close to a first down. They're putting a sponge over Lawrence Taylor's knee. Got tangled up with Joe Montana's spikes on his shoes. The Giants are about a foot short of a first down.
It looked right at the end of that play that they did get tangled up and tripped a little. I think that's what happened when Taylor had his foot planted.
Well, you're talking about 2 pieces of valuable merchandise when you talk about Lawrence Taylor and Joe Montana.
What the trainer's doing there is he's making a donut to cover the bruise. Then they'll put tape over it and get him back in the game the next series.
3rd and short. The give is to Morris. It's a Giant first down. Ricky Ellison on the tackle. He's the leading 49er tackle on the season.
You know,
excuse me, John. Go ahead. 10:43 left 3rd quarter.
I was just thinking that, you know, you talk about the 49ers, you hear about the 49ers, you think so much offense, but I've really been impressed with this defense. The way they play and hit and cover and play so many guys. The substitutions, 9 defensive linemen. They play about 7 linebackers. The secondary play in different positions. They're really impressive.
Sims to throw. Pump fake. Or to try to throw. He's down in the hands of Dwayne Ford. The 4th sack of Sims by the 49er defense.
I'll tell you, William Roberts, the left tackle for the Giants, is having a problem over here. He's had Fred Dean, and we've seen Fred Dean beat him a couple times. Now he's going against Dwayne Ford. He just didn't get his feet moving. He had his feet in the ground, and he tried to do it with his hands. Then he got his arm around him. If you're going to block a guy like Ford, you have to get those feet moving. You can't have your feet planted in the ground, I don't think.
If you remember, he also had a problem with Jeff Stover. He's got Dean this time. Morris, a sweep to the right. Got up to about the 43. Tom Holmoe made the stop. Dwight Hicks has not returned. And on the other side of the field, they're working still on Lawrence Taylor. It's a bruised knee.
Oh, that's why I would see the sponge and the donut then. Then the hole covers the bruise, and the sponge is on the outside. This is a situation the Giants really don't want to be in, this 3rd and long. You know, you talk about them coming. This is when they really come.
And now Dwight Hicks is back. Playing free safety. Here's Sims. Look out, Phil. By Lionel Manuel. It is a catch. It is not a first down. It's like it's about a yard shy. Yard and a half, maybe.
You know, Phil Sims is trying to talk Bill Parcells into going for it on 4th down. The punt team started in, and he started to wave them off.
And you saw, if you can read lips, Parcells saying, punt it, punt it. Sims wants to go. Quarterbacks always want to go, don't they?
And the fans. The quarterbacks, the fans always want to go. Coaches and their parents don't want them to go.
Parcells said he told his team during the week, we'll run the game, you play the game. McLemore signals fair catch at his own 14. Elvis Patterson was right down in his face. Here comes Lawrence Taylor, limping back in. 30-yard punt, no return. It's still 21-10, 3rd quarter.
Gabe.
San Francisco 21-10 over the Giants. NFC wild card game. NFC divisional championship game, I could say. The Giants are the wild card team. Pitch is back to Roger Craig. Craig is hit down after a gain of about 3 by Carl Banks and Jim Burt again.
You know, you wonder if when the 49ers are down in this area, they always seem to run to their right. And you wonder if they're running behind Keith Fawnhorst, Randy Cross, their 2 Pro Bowl offensive linemen, or if they're running at Carl Banks, or if they're running away from Lawrence Taylor, or all of the above.
I think it all has something to do with it. Montana back to throw. Montana chased. Penalty marker goes down. It's Jim Burt who took him down. 4th sack of Montana. It's a holding violation against the 49ers, I'm sure.
This will be an interesting decision for the Giants because they did get the sack. They'll probably decline the penalty.
See Harry Carson looking over at Bill Parcells to see if he can find out what his wishes are.
Holding, number 71 offense, penalty refused. 3rd down.
Number 71 is Keith Fawnhorst. You see him here. He's going against George Martin. Martin gets that hand up under. He throws that hand up underneath. Now, to me, that's not holding. I think Martin put his arm in that position. What the heck?
Early in the engagement, it looked like Fawnhorst might have grabbed him by the face mask. Montana has Francis, and he drops it. He had it, but there you are, covering your head again. That was in the basket.
That was in the basket, and that was one of those deals where he started to run before he caught the ball. And that's the worst mistake that you can make on 3rd down. You know, sometimes on 1st down, but look, there's 3rd down. He has the 1st down already. All he has to do is catch that ball. But you see when it went through is when he started to turn to his right, that ball went right through.
Runniger, not a good kick. Manuel will field it in 49er territory. Lionel Manuel slips and is down at the 40. Giants will take it over 1st and 10 at the 49er 40. 34-yard punt by Runiger, a 7-yard return. The 49er defensive huddle, as we told you on the previous series, Dwight Hicks, who sprained his ankle in the first half, did come back, but he came back as a safety man. Now he's moving out to his corner spot. That's Eric Wright you were looking at, number 21. But Lott is back at free safety, and here's Joe Morris sweeping right. Gets away from one tackler, only got about a yard. Carlton Williamson brought him down. That was Lawrence Pillars who had the shot at him in the backfield.
You know, it's interesting, Pat, as you're saying, Dwight Hicks playing out there at corner again. On the other series, he was playing as a free safety and Lott out at corner, but as he was telling us yesterday, I think when they switched him to corner and Lott to safety, Dwight Hicks really didn't like that switch. But he said, well, if we're going to do it, I want to do it all the time. And I bet he said the same thing in this game. If I'm going to play in championship games and maybe a Super Bowl as a corner, I want to play out there now, too.
2nd and 9. Sims back to throw. The 49ers on a blitz. Sims looking for Mowat. Can't come down with it. Covered by Keena Turner, the linebacker. Batted it away at the last second.
I think Phil Sims took too much off of that ball because Mowat wasn't able to run away from Keena Turner. I don't know if he would be able anyway, although that ball was right in his hands, wasn't it? That just bounced right out of the gloves. Watch Keena Turner. You know, for years they said that he was the underrated player, but now he's in the Pro Bowl this year. So you can't be underrated and be in the Pro Bowl.
Sure
That
can't.
did go over his head.
That's good coverage from the very beginning of the play. 49ers blitzing again. Sims rolling right to get away from him. Has it complete to Lionel Manuel. Manuel's inside the 20 to about the 17 or 18. Ronnie Lott made the stop. A gain of 20. Sims is limping now. A lot of pressure on Phil Sims. Not just game pressure either.
No, but he zipped that ball in there that time to Lionel Manuel. And one thing about Manuel, you know, Dwight Hicks was saying that these guys come and they kind of lull you. You don't think they're right, and then they make a quick move away from you. You see what happened on that play? That was Ronnie Lott. He fell down, but then he was able to get up and still tackle Manuel.
Giant first down at the San Francisco 19. Sims to Joe Morris. Hammered quickly by Lawrence Pillars. Pillars was right in his face. Dr. Evil did his evil.
Well, it looked like Dr. Evil did the same thing to the Giants that the Giants did to the Rams in Crutchfield last week with Leonard Marshall. But he's going to start in here, and he's coming on a pinch move. You see the guard blocks out. He just has a free hole to run in. He just slides right down the line. No one blocked him. Now, defensive linemen love that. When no one blocks them, they go like that.
2nd and 10. They're still at the 19. Here comes the 49ers blitz again. The Giants pick it up, and the 49ers pick it off. Ricky Ellison with the interception. Sims trying to go down the middle, has it picked off.
He was trying to throw that ball to Rob Carpenter in the middle. It was really a force because I think Ricky Ellison had Carpenter all the way. Watch him. Here's Ellison 50. I watch Carpenter come across here. Carpenter stopped. He didn't even keep running, and Sims led him. Ellison was standing there the whole time.
That's something I don't think you can charge to Phil Sims.
No, that's what you charge to miscommunication or whatever. Ricky Ellison charges that. Hey, that's a good play. What are you talking about? Communication.
Montana on first down. Under pressure. Gets it to Craig. Craig is caught from behind by Carson. Kevin Belcher shaken up on the last play. The Giants center checking his neck.
Well, he's had a full day. He's had a play against Manu Tuiasosopo, Michael Carter, Louis Kelcher. They just keep bringing those guys in on him all day.
That's just part of their theme of defense. Keep them fresh for the fourth quarter. And they've done a great job of doing that. Here it's back to Tyler. Tyler hammers into the pile, is stopped for no gain, or very little. Leonard Marshall the tackler. Francis involved in a shoving match with several Giants. That's Carl Banks. That's the one that's really upset.
I think that thing started earlier, and then it went on again and again.
It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the 49ers from their own 29. 4.5 minutes left to play 3rd quarter. 49ers leading 21-10. Montana with lots of time this time. That'll be enough for a 1st down to Dwight Clark. Gain of 6. They needed 4.
There's a guy who's proud of his interception. Look, he puts his name on it. Said pick 3. You know, they call interceptions picks sometimes. So it's his 3rd pick. Ricky Ellison, he'll get that ball that he picked after the game because he puts a tape on it.
We're going to play in the playground. We're going to play with Ricky Ellison's ball. Here's the fake to Craig. The rush by McGriff. The completion to Cooper. Cooper is hammered by Kenny Daniel and by Gary Reasons.
Well, the fans had to wait a long time to do that. That's Earl Cooper's first reception today, and anytime he does anything, they give one of those yells, "Coo!" and you think they're booing and nothing to boo. They're just cheering for Earl Cooper. So it was interesting to hear Bill Walsh talk about him yesterday. He had been drafted as a fullback out of Rice and changed into a tight end, and he thinks that next year he could be a Pro Bowl player.
He says he has really developed, both as a blocker and as a receiver. 2 tight end offense, including Cooper and Francis. Montana back. Over the head of Dwight Clark. Montana is down. Now getting back to his feet. Kenny Daniel, the defender.
You know, you look at these quarterbacks, nice-looking guys, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, nice kid, and you don't think that they're really tough guys. But when they have to take these shots, look, unprotected, that one's not too bad, but it is a jolt when you hit the ground like that. But I'll tell you, these guys are tough guys because there's nothing they can do about it. They have to stand there, they have to throw, follow through, look down the field, and they still get those whacks after they throw it.
Montana 16 out of 27, 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Faces a 3rd and 6 situation here from his own 39. Mike Wilson is coming to the game. Montana has Mike Wilson open. And he hammers into Giant territory, cross midfield before Andy Hedden brings him down. It was a gain of 13.
Now, this is an underneath pattern. You see, what happens is Mike Wilson starts up. Now, all the other receivers go deep, and he starts up. Then he comes in underneath on his own defense.
It was Elvis Patterson, number 34, who was on the coverage from the beginning and made the tackle. 2:10 left in the 3rd quarter now. 49er 1st down at the Giant 48. Clark is right. Wendell Tyler loses to Jim Burt. Banks. Here's a flag coming flying out of nowhere as Francis and Banks get back into it again.
Well, that Francis Banks thing's been going on about 4 plays.
Delay of game number 26, 5-yard penalty for spiking the ball while the clock was running.
Oh, there's one you don't see called often.
Against Wendell Tyler.
Wendell Tyler's saying, hey, we're getting a little picky out here, aren't we?
That'll move it back to the 49er 45. 2nd down and 17. Let's see what he did.
Well, there's the spike that they're talking about. I guess you're either supposed to just leave it there or hand it to the official.
Have a nice day. Solomon wide to the left and Wilson wide to the right. Montana gets it out to Wilson. He gets back in Giant territory. Bill Courier got him down at about the Giant 49, it looks like. Gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 11.
You know, someone that could have used this guy here, this Mike Wilson, this year was the Dallas Cowboys. They had him in camp 3 years ago, waived him, picked him up, and he's been with the 49ers since. And I think had it not been, you know, for the years that Dwight Clark has had and Freddie Solomon, this guy would be a starter on a lot of teams. He's a good player.
Sims trying to stay warm. Temperature at game time was 40 degrees, but it's very damp. Montana back. Under pressure, Montana finds Mike Wilson. First down. Gain of 18. He does that so well, does Montana.
This is what separates Joe Montana from most other quarterbacks. He can do this type of thing, get by guys, now just buy time. Just find, and still find someone else. Here he finds Mike Wilson out there, hits him on the run. You see, they keep working because Joe Montana has done it, can do it. The receivers know it. They just keep working for him.
49er first down. And 32. Montana fakes, goes deep, intended for Solomon, and a little bit of miscommunication there as Kenny Daniel, number 24, was back deep with some help that time from Terry Kennard.
That's the big thing, and that's the thing that we talked about at halftime. Was in the first half on that same play fake, Terry Kennard came running up down near to the backfield. That time they went to play fake. Kennard stayed right back there, and they couldn't get Freddie Solomon.
Second down and 10. The 49ers in this situation are very likely to not consider it a passing down. They just as soon run on second and 10. Gonna throw. Here comes a Courier blitz. The completion is to Cooper, and Kennard is right there. Clock running, you can see, with 7 seconds now left in the third quarter. Kennard is limping back. A loss of 3 on pass completion to Cooper.
I think Kennard's getting a Charlie horse there in that right leg is what's happening to him. But I tell you, that was the difference. You know, in the first half, he went for the play fake. And this half, I think they talked about it, and he didn't go for it. Let's see if we can watch it here. Now, here's Terry Kennard here. The 49ers are going to go play pass. Earlier, he had run up here. Now, this time, when he saw the play pass, Montana goes back. Instead of coming up here, he runs out this way, and he helps here on Freddie Solomon. Now, that's a different type of play. See the play fake here? Now he doesn't come up. He comes over and looks right now for Freddie Solomon. You see? And right there, they had the double, and Montana had to throw it away.
So that's the end of the third quarter with the score 21-10 San Francisco. And we now pause for a word from your local statement. Another quarter to go. The 49ers leading the Giants 21-10. This drive started at the 49ers' own 22. They've kept it 11 plays. 5 minutes, 35 seconds have elapsed. They have converted successfully on 3 third down situations in this drive, and they face it again. 3rd and 14. Clark shy of the first down by about a yard. Perry Williams came up to make the stop.
Well, Clark is upset with himself. He thought he read that thing perfectly, and he doesn't like the spot that he got. He was right there. He was watching that marker out there because we can see that the marker is right in front of where Clark catches the ball. Now, look, he just gets beyond it and catches it, moves the ball up there. Look, he's looking at the spot right now. He wants it right there. You see, now they move the marker out of there. Right there, he's going to be short. No, he was short. He was well short.
They say now it's about a foot and a half, it looks like. 49ers are going to go for it.
I think they gave Clark the advantage of the spot on that one.
Wendell Tyler comes back in. Clark now has caught 7 passes for 85 yards. 4th down and a lot of inches. 3 out of 4 on attempts for the 49ers on 4th down when they've chosen to go for it. 60,303 in attendance. The second largest crowd in candlestick history. They're going to go.
This is not one of the strengths of the 49ers. Offense and short yardage and goal line. Montana never did feel confident with that play. He looked confused in the huddle, kept looking to the sideline, got up to the line, didn't take, you can't take any chances with this one.
So he took his timeout and wants to talk it over with Bill Walsh. As you say, Montana never was really comfortable with this decision.
Well, it looked like he didn't understand what the decision was. You see right there, I think he says you want a timeout. So now he's looking at the defense. He doesn't like what he sees over there. He kept taking peeks at that defense, and he said, I better take a timeout. We'll talk about it. They talked about it, decided to put in Ray Wersching and kick a field goal.
From 39 yards out, Wersching is blocked. The Giants' Pete Shaw has it. Elvis Patterson blocked it. That's the decision they'll talk about after this game is over.
Hey, Elvis Patterson came from the left side, and he just blew right free. Blew through there free. Got right around the corner.
The kicker was down. Wersching was down.
Watch on the right side of the screen. Here comes Elvis Patterson, 34. Watch him. He comes free, just lays out, and gets right in front of Ray Wersching. Pete Shaw picks it up.
Bill Walsh not happy with the result. Giants take over. 49ers lead by 11.
Now here's the block. Now here's Jeff Stover, 72. He has to block the inside guy here with his hand. Plus he has to bump this guy. But this guy, Elvis Patterson, comes from the outside, doesn't get bumped, comes in here and blocks the kid. See now Stover, the outside guy, 72, he steps down. See, when he steps down, Patterson's right by him, and he gets the block right there. Watch the kicker, Ray Wersching. Watch what happens to Patterson after he makes the block. He goes and looks for the kicker, knocks the kicker right into his guard. The kicker said, well, they didn't tell me about these things at kicking school.
The kicker had 2 bells rung on that one. That's some fraternity, that kicking fraternity. Sims goes right to work. That's Mowat. Mowat lunges close to a first down. Ricky Ellison on the stop. Mowat slow getting up. 9-yard gain, a little bit more than that. Mowat's in pain.
Well, you know, he's been in the last month of the Giants season. He has really come along. He's always been a good blocker, but he's really developed as a receiver.
4 receptions today for Mowat. The handoff is to Morris. Morris will get the first down. Not much more. Mike Walter on the stop. Ray Wersching, who took that double knock.
They're counting his teeth, see if he got all that stuff in there that he left the bench with.
Looking in there to see if he's still got his balance. Total offensive yards, the Giants 172, the 49ers 342. First and 10 Giants at their own 46. Lionel Manuel split wide to the left and Gray to the right. They fake. Outside to Morris. Morris scoots down the sideline, gets another first down. They're at the 49er 40, knocked out by Keena Turner.
That was a heck of a play by Phil Simms there. You know, they talk about a quarterback touch. He really had a touch here because he was getting rushed. Once he comes on a roll out here, now he has to pull up and he has to get the ball over the defender to little Joe Morris. You know, he just kind of got up there and just looped it over there.
Just lobbed it over Ronnie Lott's head.
That's a nice touch, what they call touch. He used to have a touch like a sledgehammer.
That's the difference between a thrower and a passer. Sims back. Gets it down the middle. Mowat. The pass is incomplete. It was again intended for Morris. Jim Burt, you can tell he spent a long day in the trench.
Well, he has a broken hand. One of those things. I was talking to him last week about Lawrence Taylor would throw the ball way high in the air and Burt would try and catch it. Well, heck, a guy like that, look, his arms and shoulders are so big he can't even lift his arms over his head. He can't catch the ball. So I said, you'll never catch a ball. He said, well, it's my hand. I got a broken hand. Showed me the back, no knuckle. Then he showed me where it came through in the front.
He's even got his gloves taped. Well, that's serious. Sims gets out of trouble for a minute. It's complete. That's Joe Morris. An 18-yard gain. Ronnie Lott was the defender.
Phil Sims, 2 plays in a row, has made excellent throws. This one, I think he had to come out sidearm on it. The one before, he got it over the defense. Now watch him. He has to scramble here. I think this one he has to get under the defense. Well, it just got right by the defense. Fred Dean fell down.
Joe Morris is only listed at 5'8", but he grew to about 6'6" right then. First down, Giants, 49er 22. Morris tried the right side. Keena Turner stopped him.
You know, it was interesting. Yesterday, Bill Parcells was telling us that, yeah, I want to be in the game in the 4th quarter. He said, I don't know that the 49ers have ever had any pressure on them in the 4th quarter this season. He said they just blow out everyone early.
He said, I hope we can wear them down. The Rams last week thought they would wear the Giants down. They didn't.
If the Giants get a touchdown here, then it's going to be a very interesting end to the 4th quarter.
Sims coming back. Was in trouble. To Moat, complete. About the 12. Carlton Williamson with him. It looks like it might be a half yard or so short of first down. Sims, under heavy pressure, has been able to get away from a lot of it. Zeke Moat, who says he's learned how to run pass patterns.
Well, he said the thing has helped. He went through a little slump in mid-season, and he said he didn't know if he ever could catch. He said, but Phil Sims stayed with him. He said he worked with him after practice. He says, you can do it. I'm going to keep throwing it to you. He said, if Sims believes in me, heck, I got to believe in myself.
3rd and short. Mulledy in motion. The give is to Morris, and he hammers for the first down for the Giants. Jack Reynolds made the hit, but they got the first down.
That was a little different counter play. You know, usually when you have the fullback, Rob Carpenter, in short yardage, you expect him to get the ball, but they go a different action. They kind of turn towards Carpenter and then hand back to Morris, who does the diving. Jack Reynolds looked like he was surprised they handed it to Morris. He was looking for Carpenter, and whap, here comes the little guy over the top.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 11, just outside the 10. They can make a first down without scoring. Morris goes in motion to the left. Sims back to throw. Sims is hit from behind and hammered. He never saw him coming. Dwayne Board and Jet Stover. Board 76 and Stover 72.
William Roberts. It's been a tough day for him, the left tackle. This time it's on Board. We'll see Board coming from the right-hand side. Off for Roberts there. Sims is just looking down, and he gets it from the backside from Dwayne Board and the front side from Jeff Stover.
Sims has been sacked 5 times. Board has 2 of them. Line of scrimmage now is the 16. Sims throws it away in the direction of Lionel Manuel. Sims was hammered again by Stover.
You know, you talk about respect. You talk about Montana and being a tough guy. How about this Phil Sims and the shots that he's been taking these last 2 weeks? Remember the Rams last week, and then here this week. Boom.
Well, he had so many years where he missed part or all of the season because of injuries. This is his first that he's been reasonably healthy all year long. And he's had a good year. Today has been a tough day. 3rd down. Gray shuffles in motion. Sims retreats and throws. Intended for Manuel Lowe. Again, he was hit just as he let it go by Fred Dean. Gary Johnson was there with Dean, and they'll go for the field goal.
I think they really have to go for the field goal. although they're down by 11 points. But the pressure that they've been getting, they just can't keep doing this. If it was 4th and short, maybe they could go for it. But in this situation, 4th and long, I think they really have to kick the field goal. Now, you talk about pressure on a quarterback. That last series was pressure on a quarterback.
33 yards. This one will be for Ali Haji Sheikh. He's already made one. And that's wide right. The Giants come away empty.
See the ball. Watch Lawrence Pillars. He knew right away that that thing wasn't any good. He said, no good, no good. Bill Walsh said, thank goodness we dodged a bullet there.
9:43 left to play in the contest, and the 49ers still lead. Here on CBS. And now on first down, let's see what the 49ers do on their own 20. Wendell Tyler, maybe 2. Lawrence Taylor, Gary Reasons, Kenny Daniel, all involved.
The 49ers have a little more than 9 minutes left to go with an 11-point lead. This is where most of their runs start to come up. When they get in the 4th quarter with the lead, they start to run. This year, they've run about as many times as they've passed. But that doesn't mean it, because when they really need it, they pass, and they run to eat up time in the clock.
Solomon comes wide to the left. They look in that direction. Montana gets it out to Tyler, who breaks away and gets a first down before he's dragged to the ground by Harry Carson. First down, 49ers, a pickup of 13.
Well, the Giants have to get the ball back, and the one thing you can't do is miss tackles here. You see again, Montana starts to look to the left, comes out here. Watch Kenny Daniel. He comes up, misses a tackle, and allows another 5 yards.
That other 5 yards got him the first down before Carson made the stop. Now let's see if they start that offensive series with their sweep again. Craig moves over. Throw it. Clark still on his feet. And again, it's Carson who hustles out there and brings him down, but it's another first down.
You know, that was one of the few audibles that the 49ers used. I think they were going to run a sweep, and then Joe Montana looked out there to the right, and you see, he sees the corner way off at Dwight Clark. So on first down, he just went red, said red. Now that made it a live audible. Then he just threw it out there to Clark for the first down. He looked out there. I think they were going to sweep to the left, and they audibleized to that out there to Clark.
Clark has caught 8 passes for 98 yards and the first touchdown of the day. The delay to Craig, stopped by Leonard Marshall. Right back at the line of scrimmage, maybe a foot or two, but not much more than that.
You know, you haven't heard much from Leonard Marshall today. Remember last week against the Rams, he had the big game, and I think they've been doing a pretty good job over there on him today. Bubba Paris.
Bubba Paris they list at 295, but I think that's conservative.
Well, Bill Walsh said he's 300 plus. He said he could play best at 290, but he's 300 plus.
Second down and 10. Here goes Solomon in motion. Montana back to throw. Throws quickly. Almost picked off. Bill Courier was close by. It was intended for Dwight Clark, but he never looked back.
Well, remember earlier in the game in the first quarter, Bill Courier had one like that. And after he missed that first one, then the 49ers started to operate. But look, Dwight Clark was still in his move. He didn't even know the ball was thrown. He's still working zigs and zags and pumps and stuff. Joe Montana said, hey, Dwight, I don't have that much time. I mean, you give me fake right, fake left, fake right, fake left. I got to throw by then.
6:50, big down here for the 49ers and the Giants. They need the ball back. Montana was chased by Courier. Gets it to Tyler, and he got his first down. Tyler's still on his feet. He's at the Giant 40.
This is the type of thing that Montana can make. Watch here. We'll see Courier here. He's going to come on a blitz. Montana starts back, sees him, and runs right around the blitz. Watch, it's a safety blitz. Here comes Courier. Montana sees it. He just runs right around Courier, and crap, hits Wendell Tyler for the first down. If this guy isn't the best quarterback in football, I don't know who is. Well, maybe someone say Marino.
They might. Tyler ducks inside and picks up about 5. Harry Carson on the stop. Here's Lawrence Taylor involved with a fracas. I don't know who it is. Dwight Clark, I think. No, it's John Frank.
John Frank had Lawrence Taylor pinned. He had him pinned. 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened.
That John Frank is a rookie. Bill Walsh is saying this guy's always in fights because he always blocks guys and stays with them. He said he can just glue to you. And that's exactly what he did to Lawrence Taylor. Look, he just glued to him. Taylor has him. Frank gets a reversal. Taylor's going for the reversal. Frank gets a pin. Referee says that's it. No more. 1, 2, 3. Well.
Hey, what? That should be broadcast on Saturday morning somewhere.
I love that guy. Jumped from the ropes and stuff.
That was a tag match. Derek Harmon, the ball carrier. Looks like Bill Courier might be hurt, number 29. Clock is running now with 5:15 left to play. 49ers clinging to that lead and trying to get more.
It looked like Courier, when he went to make the tackle, he's going to be right here. And it looks like he caught a knee. Looks like he just caught a knee right in the stomach as he goes to make the tackle. Watch it right here, right there. Maybe he caught that left knee right below the sternum.
Derek Harmon was the ball carrier. Courier still down. 5:13 left to play. Bill Courier up and standing over in front of the Giant bench now. Appears to be okay. Elvis Patterson has taken his place. Here's the hit.
Looked like it was more of the jolt to the head and shoulders, but the knee could have just got him in the stomach in addition to that.
Looks like he might be okay now. 3rd down and 7 from the 37. The Giant 37. Montana retreats. To Clark. Clark is out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Perry Williams. Montana had to throw that ball while backing up.
Casey Merrill was so upset because he was that close to Joe Montana. He was that close, and that's what's so frustrating for a defensive lineman. You run all that way to catch the guy, and just as you get there, just before you get there, watch him here. See, there's Merrill coming up the middle, and by the time he sees it, Montana's throwing that ball. Clark hadn't even turned when Montana threw it. And look what happens when it's there. Right there for the first down.
And his 9th catch of the day for 112 yards. That's Dwight Clark. John Frank is in the game as the 49ers go with 2 tight ends and send Wendell Tyler around the right side. Terry Kennard made the stop. Tyler went out of bounds. Ball was on the ground, but the officials say he was down, and the clock continues to run.
One thing we knew the Giants were going to do is anytime Wendell Tyler had the ball is try and knock it out. Try and hit him, jar him, cause the fumble. I don't know why that's not a fumble. What did he do wrong?
Well, let's look at it again. Does look like a fumble.
I mean, he's inbounds. He gets hit the first time. He's not down. The ball comes out. I guess the ground caused it. The ground can't cause a fumble.
Tyler looking for some place to go. Hammers down to about the Giant 15, 17 call it. Terry Kennard and Lawrence Taylor on the stop. Bill Walsh.
You know, Bill Walsh has a term that he used yesterday, and I don't know exactly what it means, but I think it means something like, you know, you kind of just suck it up. He says you have to swallow hard sometimes. Said you just call things and then you just swallow hard. That's coaching talk.
I guess.
But he used it about 3 times. We do this and we swallow hard. I'm sure 4th down, when he decided to not go for it and then kick, he swallowed hard then.
Montana on a rollout, chased by George Martin. Threw it in the direction of Roger Craig. Didn't get it there, and we're going to have a look again at Ray Warshing on a field goal attempt. Montana's the holder, by the way.
Montana looks like he's having fun out there. You know, like you just play in the park. I mean, you run, you try and beat someone, and no big deal.
Warshing always says to Montana, you saw him pat him on the shoulder. Before he kicks, he always says, help me, help me. He never looks up. Never looks at the goalpost.
From the time he leaves the bench, he won't look up.
He's had 1 block. And this one's wide left. And the Giants will get a shot with 3:15 left to play. And the 49ers leading 21-10.
I think he tried to get rid of this ball before Patterson from the outside is coming. He may have been a little quick on this because the minute that he kicks it, he knows right then that that thing's no good. He had the one before block. He may have been looking a little at 34.
That's Summerall and John Madden at Candlestick Park. 49ers didn't score. They missed the field goal, but they ran off 6 minutes and 28 seconds off the clock. Sims will go out of the spread formation. Gets it to Tony Galbraith. Out to about the 25, a pickup of about 5. Ricky Ellison on the stop. Sims has gotten them to hurry up. Just over 3 minutes. They go without a huddle. Bobby Johnson will get the first down.
Now the Giants can huddle up. They can get a play sent in from the sideline. But the thing is, with 2 minutes and 51 seconds, that's a lot of time if you only need 1 score. Well, they scored 21-10. The Giants have to think now in terms of 2 scores. So you have to get 1 rather quickly, then work in the next one.
Sims has some time to look at the defense. They don't blitz. It's a 4-man rush. Outside to Galbraith. Incomplete. That kind of pass is not going to get it done.
No, that's not the type of thing that they have to do. And the only thing good about that pass is it was incomplete and stopped the clock. But I think that they have to think in terms now of getting chunks of 15, 20 yards. I don't think they have to throw it 70 yards, but they have to think in longer chunks to get that first one. Because you can't spend all the time getting the first one. The clock runs out.
2:46. It's stopped right now with that amount. 2nd and 10. He gives to Galbraith. A gain of about 8. Ronnie Lott, Fred Dean on the stop.
I wonder about Ronnie Lott's shoulder on that one, though, Pat. He really threw it in. Remember, he had that brace on there, and it's his right shoulder. I'll tell you, he's wearing bigger shoulder pads today, and he has that brace on him, but he really throws a shot in here with that shoulder. Watch it right here. Right at the end, he got it right on that right shoulder.
McLemore is taking his place. Pass intended for Gray, and he couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. It's going to be 4th down. Ronnie Lott being attended to now.
I think they were giving him smelling salts there. Now this is a 4th down play. Now I don't know that they have to get the ball off the field. Now they just have to get the first down, then go back to work again.
That's the concern. 2:11 now left to play. Sims out of the spread. Bobby Johnson. Pass complete, out of bounds, stops the clock. 2:06 left to play. Dana McLemore, who replaced Lott.
Okay, now that was a good play. That did 2 things. 1, it got him the first down. 2, it stopped the clock. So now they get in 1 more play before the 2-minute warning. This is a good area to take a shot. Take a shot here before the 2-minute warning.
Well, they send Gray to the right and the other group to the left. 49ers beat the snap. That was Gary Big Hands Johnson who jumped off sides. And the Giants will pick up 5 because of that.
Encroachment, number 97 defense, made contact before the snap. 5-yard penalty.
That was Big Hands Johnson. I think that was more an encroachment. Watch him right here. I think he got a start all the way into that backfield. I always thought encroachment was just in neutral zone. Watch Big Hands. He got that left hand up, that right hand by. He was 3 steps before the ball was snapped.
That was a serious encroach.
That's offside. Look, he's still smiling about it. So that wasn't encroachment. That was offside.
Lionel Manuel and Gray off to the other side. 49ers were offside again. Sims. Ernest Gray is hammered. The ball comes loose. 49ers have it. There's a flag down at the beginning of the play, however. Jeff Fuller knocked the ball loose and then came up with it.
That'll be against the 49ers. That was a free play for Phil Sims. The 49ers were offsides. He knew he had it. That's a good time to go
defense
for it.
Lined up in a neutral zone. Offside, 5-yard penalty.
That should be a first down.
Let's watch it. Here's Fred Dean. They say, look at his hand right here. They say it's over the ball. But I thought Dwayne Ford right here, I thought he jumped. Watch Fred Dean. He's offside. Watch the bottom guy here. He jumped. Now he's in there. So they had a double dipper on that one, I think.
That was Dwayne Ford and Fred Dean. And now we get the 2-minute warning. A first down, Giants. It's still 21-10. 49ers 21, Giants 10 with 1:55 left to play. Sims' longest pass today, by the way, was a 20-yard completion to Lionel Manuel. 49ers have done a good job deep. Here he is out of the spread again. Looking for some time, gets it. Looks to Mulledy. Mulledy never looked at him, however, and it's incomplete.
Someone should have yelled at Mulledy to turn around or something. He looked like, you know, he is eligible. He can catch a pass. He looked like he thought he was a blocker, but there was no one out there to block.
San Francisco Police Department standing by, security measures on their mind. It's like the Notre Dame backfield. 3 horses.
3 of them.
Sims gets it out to Mulledy this time, and he gets out of bounds and gets a Giant first down, knocked out by Dwight Higgs.
That's probably what they told Tom Mulledy in the huddle. He said, look, if they're not going to guard you, they're not going to watch you, I'll just send it and throw it out there to you and get a first down.
Gain of 13. Sims limping just a little bit now.
But again, with 1 minute 44 seconds, I would think that they have to direct at least the first 2 into the end zone. Try and get that score, then the onside kick, then go for your second one.
They have all of their timeouts remaining, by the way, in this NFC Divisional Championship game. Sims out of the spread. Going for Manuel. Ronnie Lott, the defender. Manuel had looked to the inside. Pass went to the outside, so did Lott. He's a strong-looking guy, isn't he?
I tell you, he looks like a linebacker, and he plays like a linebacker more than a corner. And I think that's one of the things that really helped this secondary in this 49er team when they drafted Ronnie Lott. Number one is he brought a certain physicalness along with him. You know, gave him some toughness along with Jack Reynolds at the same time. That was when they changed.
Mulledy has it. Mulledy hammered. Short of the first down, knocked out of bounds by Ronnie Lott. Looks like he's about a foot or a foot and a half short. Clock stops now with 1:32 left to play.
Zeke Mowat must be injured, and that's why Tom Mulledy is in here. They're not going with 2 tight ends. He's the only tight end in there. Again, he had run the out on the left side for a first down, and now this was a completion on the right side, and they're still inches short with 3rd down.
Sims is 24 out of 42 for 210 yards. He's had 2 intercepted. 3rd and short. Johnson. No good. He only got 1 foot down. Sims is coming over to say what happened.
Good.
He only got 1 foot down.
Good call. Good call. You hear that? Good call, good call. That's either one official telling the other official, or it's a 49er sideline, but he only did get 1 foot down. He had the left foot, and he never got the right foot down.
Here comes Moat back, limping a little bit.
A 4th down, they're putting in Moat along with Morris and Carpenter, probably for a running play, Pat.
4th and about a foot. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 1 minute and 28 seconds left on the clock. Sims. Long counts it. I don't think he got the 1st down. I don't think he got it. No, sir. The 49ers defense does the job.
There's a play. They're going to run to the left side behind Brad Benson and William Roberts. We see it looks like a little push here. He cuts back, and it's a nose tackle who's the first guy in there, but they really didn't get any movement. Watch your Bill Parcells. After you don't get it on 4th down, you don't need the headset anymore.
And you don't need it, I don't think, in this game anymore. 49ers take over with 1 minute 24 left to play. You wouldn't have to say much about which sideline you're looking at if you were wondering which team is ahead. 49ers 21, Giants 17. Roger Craig is stopped over the right side by Jim Burt. The honorary captain for the 49er game today against the Giants on this playoff occasion was one of their outstanding players, the linebacker Matt Hazeltine. Played here 1955 through 1968, went to the Pro Bowl twice, 1963 and 65. Really, really a great player.
He was a great player. I remember Matt at Cal. I followed him. I was a fan at Cal when he played there, and then I was a fan with him with the 49ers and old number 55. He used to make a lot of plays.
He sure did. Watching at home today is Matt Hazel. Theismann, that's got all the elements. On 2nd down, this is Tyler. Cuts back over the left side, not a 1st down. Lawrence Taylor tripped him up. Of the Giants, and Wendell Tyler and Freddie Solomon, Fred Dean, Gary Johnson, Earl Cooper, just to mention a few for the 49ers. Well, it's been a up and down but successful season for the Giants. Montana today, 25 out of 39, 309 yards, 3 interceptions, and 64 yards rushing in 2 carries. They'll let us know when it's over. To Craig. No 1st down. Giants swarm trying to carry him out of bounds, led by Casey Merrill. And now the Giants call a timeout with 1 minute and 3 left to play.
You know, one good thing for the 49ers about playing on Saturday is you get to get your game over with. You win your game. Now, one night tonight, you can really celebrate. Really take it easy, because you don't know who you're going to play next week anyway, and you can't get ready. You watch them tomorrow.
Executive producer got everybody up and nobody back. Runiger back in punt formation. Nobody back there but the referee. It's going to roll dead about the 30. The Giants with no timeouts remaining and 53 seconds left on the clock. A 40-yard punt by Runiger. John, you were talking about one good thing about playing on Saturday. Wonder if the fact that the Giants had to play in the wild card game last Sunday, had to stay out here all week and play a week later, or actually 6 days later, while the 49ers had the 2 weeks off in the rest period.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between being 15-1 as the 49ers were and 9-7 as the Giants were. I mean, that was the 49ers' reward for being 15-1, and the Giants' door because they were 9-7.
Sims with time. Tony Galbraith hammered by Todd Shell, 49ers high draft choice. Mike Walter also part of it. They really like Todd Shell.
Well, they think that, you know, they've used him on special situations this year. I think when he becomes a starter, he'll really be something.
Sims is hammered by Fred Dean, and this time it's Dean who stays down, and now Sims falls over him and sits on him.
Fred Dean is probably staying down because he's tired. It's been a long day for him. I will say one thing, though, about the 49ers. I really felt
San Francisco's ball.
I really thought the second half they looked a lot fresher. They're giving the 49ers the ball on this. They said it's not an incomplete pass. It was a fumble. They said as he was hit, as Fred Dean hit Sims, they called that a fumble. What the rule is, if his arm's going forward, then it's an incomplete pass. I guess the referee thought that his arm wasn't going forward, that Fred Dean knocked it forward. At this point, it's academic. See, as he gets hit, I guess that is a fumble, huh?
I think it is. He was starting to draw it back, but his arm had not started forward, I don't think. So the 49ers now on a spot to just run it out. Which I'm sure is exactly what they'll do with 22 seconds left on the clock, and Montana just crouches down. Bill Parcells. Never happy when you lose, but it's been a rather satisfying year for Parcells, I'm sure. Coming over to shake hands with Bill Walsh. The championship game will be at Candlestick next week. Final score, the 49ers 21, the Giants 10. Stay tuned for the NFL Today postgame show with Brent Musburger after this message.